The Sixers are back. And yes, I've been gone for a while. School, a lot of stuff has been happening. Sixers were sucking for like for a whole month straight. It was hard for any Sixers fan, right? Like, what was the point of watching? We're watching every game without Embiid, without Paul George, or without Tyrese Maxey, and it's a guaranteed L. But now Sixers are on a pretty good wave, right? We have a good momentum, right? We've been winning good games. We beat the Celtics on Christmas Day. We beat the Jazz. We've been killing the Hornets every time we play them. I mean, that's the only time we can win. We could win at that time. But Joel Embiid is playing masterfully. I mean, he's playing great in the past couple of games. Same with Tyrese Maxey. Honestly, that's what we just needed. We needed Embiid and Tyrese Maxey just to get in their A game. And, Paul George, he is definitely not worth the contract that he signed for, but he's definitely better than Tobias Harris, right? We can all agree, defensively, Paul George offers a lot. I mean, off-ball defense, on-ball defense. He can guard a Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Like, he's very helpful. You need a lengthy small forward who can get you buckets at any time and play lockdown defense, and we do have that. So, I know Paul George isn't scoring the amount that we want him or that we were expecting him to score, but he is playing solid defense, and he is playing as a team player, right? He's not a James Harden who's going to have the ball in his hand throughout the whole game and honestly do nothing with it. He's not that type of player, right? He's the type of guy who, if he's not making his shots, he's probably going to just move off ball and shoot open threes or get open backdoor cuts. And that's what I like about his game, right? He's not a shot chucker. He's not a guy who's going to take you out of the game. He's a guy who's going to win you games and with smaller effect. Honestly, you can compare him to like a better Nicholas Batum, right? Honestly, if you just say that, it makes you feel a little better about Paul George. And honestly, the role players that we have, very solid. Caleb Martin had his best game of the season against the Celtics. I think he hit 7 threes. Like, he went off. And, the Celtics, that's basically why we got Caleb Martin. I mean, Caleb Martin's known for just defeating the Celtics. I don't know why the Celtics can't stop Caleb Martin and why they're constantly leaving him wide open for three. It doesn't make any sense. But, hey, if he's going to cook the Celtics every time we play them, I'm not going to mind that. Of course I'm not. We wait into the playoffs. And another role player like Yabusele, a guy who I think should be starting. I mean, I this is what I believe. I believe Yabusele should be on the court anytime Embiid's on the court. Like, I think it just helps Embiid defensively, especially when you're guarding, the Celtics. You're playing the Celtics, and you got Kristaps and Al Horford. That Embiid has to guard two stretch bigs that, are just very annoying for Embiid to guard. Put Yabusele on him, And I also like Yabusele, his three-point shot. I mean, this guy was our best three-point shooter at a certain time. I mean, I don't know if he still is percentage-wise, but he was at one point. He was shooting like 42%. Yabusele is a great player. I think defensively, great. And he's very aggressive, right? Like, offensively, he's going to post you down. He doesn't have all the post moves, but he has his body, right? And he's very strong with his low center of gravity, with that big butt he has. He just backs people down. Easy work. That's what Embiid should do every play, but, we're not going to talk about that. But Yabusele, man, I think that's the best pickup, the most underrated pickup of the season out of any NBA team, in my opinion. Yabusele is just the man. And now there's other players like KJ Martin, a guy who, a lot of Sixers fans, wrote him off, didn't really believe in him, didn't think he could do much, didn't really think he could help us win. But KJ Martin became one of the most important players out of our role players. I mean, this guy is our best defender, right? Guard defender. I'm just talking about guards. If you look at our guards, right? KJ Martin can play any position, honestly, besides center. But he's our best on-ball defender out of the guards. I mean, he stays in front of this man, and he's very strong. Like, there was times where he's guarding Giannis, right? There's times where he's guarding big power forwards, and he's doing a pretty solid job. So, yeah, KJ Martin, I think what he's done for a team and what the role that he's playing is perfect, right? He knows his role. He's not going to, over chuck shots like other players do. He's not going to ruin the opportunity like Ricky Council did. When Ricky Council would usually come in, he would try to do between the legs, step back three. I'm like, bro, you got 5 minutes to play, and this is what you're going to do? Ruin your shot? But yeah, KJ Martin, great player. And, since I brung up Ricky Council, let me talk about him. He has been getting more opportunity as well. And he really simpled the game down from especially from earlier in the season, when he got his opportunities and he would just do crazy stuff, like 360 layups and shit. Like, you don't need to do that, right? Play solid defense and honestly just run full speed on fast break. Ricky Council is going to get 4 points a game. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think Ricky Council, with the time that he's getting, definitely playing better than he did in the earlier season. But, overall, the team just has that momentum. And when the team has momentum and the confidence, it's very hard to beat that type of team. So I think that's what the Sixers were missing when we were losing and losing and losing. We just didn't have any confidence. We didn't have any momentum on our side. But now we do. And now I'm back. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. And I'll be back for the next game, man. Catch y'all.